Good morning and welcome to the DS Saranac grounds in Colombo. Here we are, so the Mercantile Cricket Association T10 tournament for 2025 Tier B games being played today as well. Today down to the quarterfinals of these games. And the first of the quarterfinals here is between Powerhand Plantations and English Tea Shop. They'll be taking the field first up. There'll be 3 games down for decision down here. And later this evening on the lights at the CCC grounds, the finals will be worked off. Well, so a lot of cricket to be played today as well. And as we talk to you, the news from the centre, the toss took place a short while ago. And the English Tea Shop, they won the toss and elected to field first. Right, so the umpire is walking out for match number 1, commencing at 9 o'clock in the morning, Sri Lankan time. And we hope that wherever you're watching this telecast, you're enjoying all our pictures and our commentaries as well over the past week and from yesterday and today. So 2 weekends of cricket, glorious cricket as they say, and today is a big day for all these teams. So there were 6 groups in action, so there were 6 teams that headed each group, and then the 2 best losers based on run rate from all the teams that played are taken in to the quarterfinals. So a fair share of games in the quarterfinals as well. And some of the rules of this tournament. The first 2 overs are power play overs, and then between the overs number 3 and 10, the batting side could pick an over to have a power play over where only 3 fielders are allowed outside the 30-yard circle. So there we are, and we've seen some high standard of cricket, some good hitting. We've seen a lot of ups and downs in the cricket field. Like, for instance, we've seen a lot of catches being dropped. We saw some great catches being taken, and there were the 2 teams, Powerhand Plantation. Silva along with Lakruan and Dulansha Viduru Atapattu. Sankalpa along with Dalpadadu Udara. Mayantan, Nirmal and Wilson making up the Powerhand Plantation team. And the English Tea Shop, Fernando, Nirosh, Gunathilaka, Lairu Malinga, Madhushankar again with Umayangana and Gamage, Vijayasinghe, Vikramasinghe, Russell Morris and Semila Lienage. So perhaps 2 well-balanced teams. You understand that Powerhand Plantation, who didn't play at this venue, but have done well in this tournament, and they're out to prove their mettle today as well. So English Tea Shop won the toss and elected to field first. So Powerhand Plantations put in the bat, and we could see some great hitting as well. It's a lovely morning here in Colombo. No great sunlight, but some clouds, very high clouds. No threat of immediate rain, but it'll be pleasant conditions for the players as well. So the stage all set for the first ball to be bowled. And here we are with Varuna Mayantha and Kasun Vidura opening the batting. Gavin Gunaratna to bowl the first over. He's bowling from the southern end of the grounds. And Powerhand Plantations are looking to maybe get a big score in excess of 100 and put pressure on the English Tea Shop. Right, so as the game is about to unfold, umpire checking his watch as well to check that the time is 9 o'clock in the morning. And he checks out with his partner and says, right, everything is set. Calls play, and here's the first ball from Gunaratna. Hit away on the offside, down towards deep mid-off. Off the mark straight away is Varuna Mayantha. So 1 for no wicket is Powerhand Plantations. So we could see some high-scoring games today in this quarterfinals, or will it be like yesterday, where 2 teams are bundled out for 44 yesterday. So those are poor performances. And one of the top teams in this tournament was also bundled out for 44. So let's see what happens today. So Kasun Vidura on strike for the first time today. Field well spread. And here we are with Gunaratna. Worked nicely on the onside, down towards deep mid-wicket. Fielder is after it. He won't get there. That's the first boundary of the morning. Vidura opens the count with 4. A total up to 5 for no wicket. That was nicely played, in fact, by Vidura. He's on the pads. Look at that shot. Just working it beautifully on the onside. Pick that gap between that mid-wicket and the backward square leg. Outfield has quickened up. This time plays on the offside towards mid-off. Off for the single straight away. So 6 for no wicket. Kasun Vidura moves on to 5 of 2 balls, brings Varuna Mayantha is on 1. He was off the mark, first ball of the innings. Again played on the offside, single being taken. That's good running between the wickets, anticipating so well. Works it on the onside this time is Vidura. Return to the bowler, but the batsman is home. You got to look at those quick singles. You got to convert those ones into twos. That's what this game is all about. T10 cricket, the shortest form of cricket being played. Down the leg side, short fine leg does the fielding. Return again to the bowling end, but it's a poor return. Leg by call by the umpire, but one more to the total in the meantime. 9 for no wicket at the end of the first over. So Gundaratha completes his first over, 8 runs coming of the over, and then the one leg by, so 9 in all for the power hand Plantations. Ramesh Fernando to bowl over number 2, the first from the far end of the grounds, that's the northern end of the grounds. So we're down to the business end of the tournament in the quarterfinals. This is the first of the quarterfinals being played here. Lofted, well played, gets a boundary straight away is Mayantha. Takes him on to 6, total moves on to 13. These are proper cricketing shots in fact, and look at that. In the slot, and Mayantha made full use of that. So 13 for no wicket after 1.1 overs. Lofted again on the onside. Is it big? Yes, big enough to clear the boundary. That's 6. Well struck again. And Varuna Mayantha, it's not just hitting, it is really calculated, the shots being played. So total moves quickly on to 19 for no wicket. A little conference going on between wicket keeper, the bowler and the captain. Some strategy being worked out. The ball in the meantime has gone behind those nets. That's an area that we've had a number of balls going in that area, but they have found them. That's the main thing. But now they're in the process of finding the ball. Or are they looking for another ball? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, the ball is on top of the nets maybe. That's why a big branch is brought out. That's right. Still on the nets and, well, trying to get it down off the nets. That's what has happened. Oh, they got the ball down. So Varuna Mayantha, he moves on to 12 of 5 balls. Kasun Vidura is on 6 of 3. It's 19 for no wicket out of 1.2 overs. And power hand Plantations looking for a big score to excess of 100. They want to dominate in this game against the English tea shop. In fact, even the power hand Plantations, a new team, perhaps playing in the mercantile cricket. Good to see all these new teams in the fray. Give a lot more boys the opportunity of playing competitive cricket. So Fernando, third ball, none for 10 his figures. Boundary and a 6 of the first 2 balls. Nicely played. Waited for that, plays it out towards the point region. Another single being taken. So power hand Plantations moves on 20. And brings Kasun Vidura to take strike once again. He's on 6 of 3 balls. It's a good run rate at the moment, 13.3. Oh, that one just took off after bouncing. We're playing on matting wickets, and perhaps this matting was laid last morning. Played the soft hand, single been taken again. Excellent running. This is the difference between good running between the wickets and what we've seen over the past 3 days, last weekend and yesterday, where the batsmen have not looked to put the pressure on the fielders. So power hand Plantations are 21 for no wicket. Again, this one is clipped away down towards the backward point. Fielder is after it. He won't get there. That's 4. So runs coming in quite easily for power hand Plantation. So 2 overs completed and they're 25 for no wicket.
So what a brilliant start by power hand Plantations. These 2 batters known for good hitting, especially with the likes of Varunamantha. He has been a seasoned campaigner for power hand Plantations in their league games, in the 40 over tournament as well. Known to his hard hitting. He can bowl well as well, a proper all-rounder. And talk about Kasun Vidura, one of the top first-class players. He's representing Chilamarians, and Varunamantha is playing for Navy Sports Club. So, top-notch side, power hand Plantations. When it comes to these kind of games, they have their experience. So, getting 25 runs in the first 2 overs. Probably a very good start. So Lahiru, he is the new bowler to bowl the 3rd over. What I feel is that they have taken the bottom power play. The better option, because these 2 batters are the top batters in the power hand Plantation side, so they need to get going, get that total. Anything over 120 will be ideal. Remember these 2 sides. There you go, pulled it firmly towards the square leg region. Short ball punched and pulled towards that boundary. A very poor delivery to start up the over by Lahiru Gamage. Well, a very good delivery, the dot ball. Probably thinking that it's a wide, but the guideline on the offside, it was clearly inside that crease. Kasun Vidura, a skyrocket. Is there a fielder on it? Oh, got a hand to it, but it's rolling over towards the boundary. Well, that top edge carrying towards that fielder. There you see the replay coming up. Well, he was running towards the behind, but got a hand to it. And it's rolling over towards the boundary. Probably a drop chance. It was a difficult one, but still though, You need to take those half chances when it comes to a top batter like Kasun Vidro. You need to get him out. There you see, pulled. Well, it's a one bounce 4. This is top batting. That's why I said you need to take those half chances if you need to get rid of these kind of top batters. A short delivery. Pulled front of square. Just inches away from that boundary line. One bounce 4. 14 runs coming off this over. 39 for no loss. What a brilliant start. They're taking the maximum out of this power play. Just a single to end the over. So 3 overs done. Power hand Plantations 40 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Well, it is the knockouts. These two sides have done tremendously well in their league round robin games. We had plenty of action. We saw English Tea Shop winning a superb game yesterday. So Varunamantha 69 games with 88 innings with 2,160 runs with a high score of 126 and 3 centuries. What a season campaign, and that's why I said one of the top 2 experienced batters in Power Hand Plantation side. They're taking the maximum, and getting 40 runs in the first 3 overs was probably an eye-catching moment. That is how you build up the platform. Kasun Vidra going for that single. But there was no single at all. The keeper is in front of the stumps. He is behind the stumps. Kasun Vidra 12 balls, 22 runs, and Varunamantha 7 balls, 17 runs. It's just about to start the 4th over. Just a single. So far, it's a very quiet over. Just 1 run in the first 2 balls, but anything could happen when Varunamantha is out there in the crease. A big striker off the ball. Loves to go towards that deep mid-wicket, the mid-on region, because he is one of the hard-hitting batters that I have seen in this cricket field. Well lofted. Oh. From an instance that I saw, was it a drop cut, or was he trying to avoid the ball going over the boundary rope? You see the replay coming up. It was a lofted stroke over the bowler's head. Well, it was way beyond the boundary line. It's a drop catch. Another life. So this is not good. Oh, that ball went through his legs. Total dominant moment for these 2 batters. The English Tea Shop, we saw even yesterday, they dropped 5 catches and then still they were the victory side. Well, you should bend towards the ball, and that's going right through his legs. So, which is not a good effort down there at the long off boundary. Charging down the track, the ball is running towards another juggle. They're running for the second run. Well, comedy of errors. At the end, the batter survives. keeper had no idea. He should have called for the ball. They see the run out attempt. They see a bit of a juggle. The batters going for the second run. And then even the batters struggled. Well, that was very close. But there you see the bowler appealing. And then Varnamantha almost came for the second run. And he had to run back. And look at the throw. Very poor throw. And he had ample time to come back. Well, that was a huge collision down there as well. But all in all, the batters survived. Well, a lot of errors down there. Even the batters, they should be anticipating the calls. The communication was poor. And then the throw towards the keeper. Well, Varnamantha, one of those two batters, even Varnamantha or Kasun Vidura, would have been back at the hut. That was a lot of comedy, a lot of errors. Well, there you go. That's in the apartment building. That's over the boundary. Well, we need another ball. What a big strike. That's out of the park here. I see. Very slow delivery, tossed up, taking it full. Varnamantha. Well, from what we see, that's gone way high. So after 4 overs, Power and Plantation 53 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු?
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, so there we have some big shots from that Gyan Madhusanka over. Samila Lianage to bowl the next over. This is going to be the 5th of the innings. After 4 overs, Power Hand Plantations are 53 for no wicket. Kasun Vidura on 28 and Varuna Mantha on 24. Going neck to neck. The run rate is 13.25. This is the first of the quarterfinal games. Again lofted on the onside this time. Over the head of that long on. 6 more runs. Raining sixers here at the DS Sarnaka College grounds. And this is excellent batting. Making full use of the bowlers. And look at that. The fielder trying to get a hand to it. There was no way. It was well over his head. 59 for no wicket. Heading for a big score is Power Hand Plantations. So big problems for the English tea shop, who have qualified for the first quarter final here. 2 more quarterfinals are played in this venue today. And pulled away on the onside again. Goes big. Big for 6. Back-to-back sixers. Similarly, Lianage has conceded 12 runs of 2 deliveries. There you are, the left-arm spinner. Short. He had plenty of time in the world to get on the back foot and pull it over that mid-wicket region for 6. 65 for no wicket. Vidura on 40. Again, hits it hard and high. Where's that gone? It's gone into the clouds more or less. 6 more. 3 sixers of 3 balls. Raining sixers here at the DS grounds. Kasun Vidura has moved to 46 of 18 balls. What an innings this has been. He could have been run out in the last over, but total mix-up with the 2 batsmen, both batsmen at the same end, and the fielding side had a chance of running him out. Once again, another big heave will come up from Kasun Vidura. That's the replay of that last shot. And here's Lenegay once again. Quicker. Launched once again. That's big. 6 more brings these 50 up. Umpire so busy in this over. 4 50s, 4 sixes. What innings this has been so far. He moves on to 52 of 19 balls. 77 for no wicket after 4.4 overs. And similarly, Lenegay, none for 24, 4 deliveries, 4 sixes. Perhaps he's got to look at some way of curbing the batsman. No answer by the English tee shop as the power hand Plantation's heading for a big score. Taken the full, driven on the onside. The fielder picks up inside the boundary at deep mid wickets, a single this time. Relief for Lenegay after being clobbered for 4 sixes of 4 balls, just conceding the singles. So 25 of 5 balls. Last ball, the 5th over coming up. Dot ball to end the over. So 5 completed and power hand Plantations are 78 for no wicket.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Projected score 156. That will be the highest score this ground they get there because, of course, the highest score so far has been 146 at this ground. That was last weekend. And today it seems that the power hand Plantation will break that record set here. So Mercantile Cricket Association T10 tournament for 2025, this is Tier B. We're into the quarterfinals now. This is the first of the quarterfinals. And here we are, Gyan Madhushankar to bowl his second over, none for 13 of his first. Down the track, driven on the onside with long on getting a hand to it. Long off comes in and collects and returns. The batsman come back for 2. Excellent running. This is what we were talking about yesterday as well, about taking those, converting those ones into twos, putting the pressure on the fielders all the time. Is power hand Plantation. Down the track, clubbed again on the offside. Just a single this time. So Kasun Vidura goes on to 56, brings Varuna Mayantha on 24 to take strike. He's faced 10 balls. It's 8 no wicket. Run rate is 15.19. That's a healthy run rate. The projected score is 152. A player miss outside the line of off stump. The rare dot ball that you get. So Varuna Mayantha, he has faced a few dot balls. Going for a big heave, gets some bat to the ball, runs out towards the deep mid-wicket position. The batsman crosses 1. That's all they'll get. 1 run, so 82 for no wicket. After 5.4 overs, so 2 balls left in the over. So just 4 runs coming off this Gyan Madhushankar over. 1.4 overs, not for 17, his figures. He's brought some stability to the English tee shop, who clobbered around the park for lots of sixes. Down the ground this time, straight out towards long on from Kasun Vidura. Only a single this time. So fairly a steady over from Gyan Madhushankar. He's conceded just 18 runs of the 1.5 overs he's bowled so far. We haven't seen the sixers rain in this over, like we saw in the last over from Lenegay. The first 4 balls were clobbered for sixers. Slow ball, lofted in the air. Right, dropped. Well, you can't afford to drop these catchers of these batsmen. Kasun Vidura will make you pay for that. So the batsman crosser was about to walk off, in fact, and he saw the ball being dropped. So there we go. Straight into the hands. Look at that. Juggle with it a bit and then drop the ball. Right, so there we are, 6 overs completed, and the power hand Plantations are 84 for no wicket.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 6 overs done, 84 for no loss. What a dominant pair this is. Varnamanta Kasun Vidura, as I told earlier, one of the 2 top batters for power hand Plant. The bowler Gavin, he bowled brilliantly yesterday, picking up 3 wickets, just gave 4 runs in his 2 overs and took 3 catches as well. But today, even he's struggling with these attacking 2 positive batters. That's flicked to the boundary. Well, these 2 batters, I assume, Eric, definitely they are going after 150. That's what I feel. If these 2 batters can go on, we saw plenty of drop catches even yesterday, but they are the same today as well. They drop these 2 batters and a comedy of a run out. Both batters should have been back in the hut, but still though, they survived. And see the scorecard, 89 for no loss. Looks like they are going to go bat throughout the 10 overs. If these 2 batters bat throughout, I see a wide delivery again. If these 2 batters bat throughout, definitely power hand can go to that score. At least 140, 150. This is going to be a very crucial over. Lofted again on the offside over cover point. Another 6. 12 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries. I sense this, that they are going for the 150. Well, what more to talk? These 2 batters, Varnamanta, he's on 36 of 16 deliveries. Another one lofted towards mid-wicket. A big 6. That's out of the park. We need another ball. We saw Varnamanta hitting a straight 6 towards that apartment over this ground. And the ball was lost. And he's making sure that the umpires keep balls in their hands, because he's going to go over the bowler and over the park. So we will have plenty of balls missing out today. Another one lofted. There's a fielder under it. Well, errors after errors. His hands were not even touching the ball. This is what happens when you're not fielding well. See, a very poor effort down there. 20 runs coming off this over. So after 7 overs done, power hand Plantations 104. What a big partnership. What a brilliant batting performance by these 2 batters.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Well, Varnamanta, he's on 44, facing just 19 deliveries. How about Kasun Vidura? He's on 57. Just 23 deliveries. These two batters almost got 101 runs. Just 3 extras. They have been disciplined in bowling without giving extras, but very, very indisciplined in catching the ball. Plenty of chances. What a hit! Another boundary towards the square leg region. Simply magnificent batting display. And Kasun Vidra moves to 61 in just 24 deliveries. When I saw these two batters coming out in the middle at the start of the innings, I had a strange feeling that this is going to happen. Because I have bowled on these two batters. It was very difficult for me to even get these two batters out because they are very, very, very good batting lineup. What a hit again. Even that's out of the park. We will have plenty of delays when the ball is flying over the park here, over the ground. There I see a short delivery. Punched out. That's on the roof. Well, when I sense that those instincts come because what I feel that they're going after 450. Well, that was a sweep shot, missed the bat, missed the keeper. The batter's running for 2 more runs before the ball got returned towards this keeper's end. And then 12 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries even in this over. So this is simply outrageous batting display. And English tee shop, well, a skyrocket lands in no man. Just a single. In fact, they're just having a nice walk out there in the middle. Because it was a total miscued shot. Well, these two batters, in fact, have completely... Well, where has that gone? What a brilliant inning. We wait and see where the ball is returned, where the ball has gone over this ground. Varuna Mayantha. In fact, he got 3 sixers. Those 3 sixers all have gone out of the park. So that means we have to replace 3 new balls. With his bat, we lost 3 balls today. Eric, what a brilliant batting display this side. Trust me, they are very, very dominant. They are going to be very, very dangerous when it comes to the next level of this tournament. The semi-finals, they will see the finals. If these two batters keep on going, they are unstoppable. But play and a miss. So 19 runs coming off that 8th over. Power hand Plantations 123 for no loss. There you see that hit the keeper's body and just dislodging the stumps. But still the batter is comfortably home. So after 8 done, Power hand Plantations 123 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දිග පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, new over starts up. First ball launched again over backward square leg for 6. No stopping this pair. 129 for no wicket after 8.1 overs. Look at that, picked up from outside the line of off stump. What a shot to play. Thankfully the ball is inside the park. It hit the wall in fact and didn't go into the next ground. So Ramesh Fernando to his second over, not for 22, his figures. Viduru again going for a big heave on the onside, the ball running down towards the fine leg position. So he got some bat to that. Kasun Viduru moves on to 75, the total up to 130 for no wicket. Brings Varuna Mayantar to take strike. He's on 50 of 21 balls. Full toss. Lofted. Bowler is under it. Takes the catch. And well, finally, English tee shop pick up a wicket. And Varuna Mayantar departs for 50. Good ovation from his teammates as he walks back to the pavilion. So 130 for 1, and that was a juicy full toss. Didn't get hold of it, but the bowler did well, moved quickly behind, in fact, and caught it over his head, running backwards. And that was the first wicket to fall at 130. So Kasun Vidura, he's there on 75. Fernando picks up his first wicket. Varuna Mayantar caught and bowled by Ramesh Fernando for 50. 5 sixers and 3 fours in that innings. Strike rate is over 227. What a strike rate as well. And this is a great innings on the power hand Plantations. They have put themselves into a solid position, perhaps an unbeatable position. And for English tee shop to chase whatever this total is, it's going to be so difficult. Because when you got a big score on the board, always if you have a couple of dot balls or lose a wicket, the pressure comes straight away on the batsman itself. So Sanjeev Dalpadadu, he's the man who walks out to join Kasun Vidura. Dalpadadu has played 15 matches. He's got 150 under his belt. A strike rate of 116.23, averaging 27.54. Oh, there we go. Drives the first one down the bowler fields. And is appealing to the umpire. Perhaps they were caught and bowled, but it was not to be because the ball really bumped. And Kasun Vidura was at the non-strike, then trying to run down the ground. Dot ball, player miss. So 2 dot balls changes the equation a bit. When your new batsman coming in, takes perhaps a couple of deliveries, settle down. And here's Fernando again. Driven down the ground towards long off. Half stops it, so the batsman crosses 1. And that will complete the 9th over. 9 overs completed. And of course, the power hand Plantations are 130 for 1.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු?
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දිග පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So the last over coming up. Sanjeev Dalpadadu has faced 3 balls, yet to score. He'll have the strike. Kasun Vidura, he's on 75 or 29 balls. The projected score is 144. So in that 140 mark, that's where even on the first day of this tournament, we saw the score being made. Hard and high, fielder getting under it, takes the catch. Well, Kasun Vidura departs. First ball, the 10th over. It is hard and high, but well caught indeed at long on, who was moving to his left. So it's 130 for 2 as Vidura walks back. There we go. That's the shot being played. He got the height going, didn't get the distance going. And look at that, the fielder kept his eyes on the ball. Well caught. So projected score 132. Vidura is caught by Gunaratna of Vikramasinghe. 2 new batsmen in the middle. Dalpadadu still to score. And now the number 4 batsman walking out. So Ocean the Wickramasinghe picks up his first wicket, 1 for 17 of 1.1 overs. And this is the last over of the innings, so 5 balls left in the innings. They'll not want to get hit around the park by these 2 new batsmen. So the field being adjusted at the moment. So the English tea shop, they've got their work cut out when they come out to bat in a short while from now. Because as it is, it's a big score, 130 for 2 by the power hand Plantation. Gets back to ball, lofts this one again. That's big. Goes for 6, in fact. So more problems for the English tea shop. Well, it has rained sixers in this innings. And there's Wickramasinghe bowling. That's short as well. Dulancha, the man in, he's got 6 to get off the mark. Another lofted shot on the onside this time. And where's that gone? Another 6, in fact. So back-to-back sixes. Total up to 142. Projected score is 150. So Dulancha moves to 12. So Wickramasinghe concedes 12 runs of 2 balls because of 1 for 29 after 1.3 overs. Pulled away on the onside again, this time not a 6. They're getting 1. Looking for 2. They're coming back for the second run, returned on its way. But they complete 2 runs. This is excellent running. Putting the pressure on the fielders. That's what they're doing. So 144 for 2 after 9.4 overs. This will be a very difficult score to overtake for the English tea shop. And this time trying to work it on the onside. Perhaps took the pad, but it's down to a short fine leg. We wait for the umpire's call. Yes, he is calling leg buys, but 1 more to the total. 145 for 2. And we got 1 more left in this innings. 9.5 overs completed. Dalpadado on strike, still to score. And going for a big heave. Beaten outside the line of off stump. That will end the innings. 10 overs completed. And power hand Plantations 145 for the loss of 2 wickets in 10 overs. So Dalpadado faced 4 balls, could get off the mark, but Hirusha Dulancha made 14 of 4 balls. So the target for the English tea shop is 146. That's a big target to get. Well, the power hand Plantations, they know that this is a big score to overtake. That's going to take time. And what great batting from the power hand Plantations openers who really set the pace, set the tempo, big sixers, got runs at regular intervals, and that was really the launching pad for a big score, 145 for 2 in 10 overs. Let's look at the scorecard for the power hand Plantations. There we are. Varno Mayantha, 50 of 22, 5 sixers and 3 fours. Kasun Vidura, 75 of 30, 7 sixers and 5 fours. And then Sanjeev Dalpadado didn't score any runs, not out or no score. And then Hirusha Dulancha made 14 not out of 4 balls with 2 sixers. Total of 14 sixers in that innings. 6 extras. And in 10 overs, the power hand Plantations made 145 for the loss of 2 wickets. Looking at the bowling for the English tea shop, there we go. Gavin Gudaratne, run for 28. He bowled 2 overs. Ramesh Fernando also bowled his 2 overs, 1 for 23. Ocean the Wickramasinghe, 1 for 31 from 2 overs. And then Lairu Gamage, none for 15 from 1 over. Madhushankar, none for 19 from 2 overs. And similarly, Lianage, he was punished, in fact, with 4 sixes. The first 4 balls that he bowled, 1 over for 25. First wicket at 130, second wicket also at 130, 6 extras. And after 10 overs, the power hand Plantations made 145 for the loss of 2 wickets. Right, looking at the highlights of the innings, well, the highlights will be a lot of sixes, 14 sixers in the innings. That's what really happened. The fielding was poor, the catching was poor, and there we go with the ball nicely played away on the onside to the boundary for 4 as well. So along the ground this time. But then when the hitting started, they hit big sixers. There we go. That cleared the boundary quite comfortably. 3 balls were lost in this innings. They were hit outside the grounds, in fact. And the bowlers from the English tee shop had no answer to curtail these batsmen because they just dominated the bowling from the very first ball of this innings. Look at that, another big shot as well. And when you start playing those big shots and get a big total and dominate, well, the fielder kept his eyes on the ball, but in the end couldn't get over to that. It was out of his reach, and then the ball was flying around the park after that for more sixers. Look at that as well. Well, the bad bit of fielding, misfield in fact near the boundary, conceding 4 runs. And then that's where the ball got lost. Another big shot out of the grounds. And these big shots came all the time. Look at those big shots being played for 6. The bowlers, they didn't know really where to bowl to these batsmen anymore. And trying to bowl quicker as well, but the faster they bowled, the ball disappeared even more quickly. So this one again, hit away on the offside again. We had a left hand, right hand combination, opened the batting in fact for the power hand Plantations. It was a one-way street in fact in terms of batting. Look at that outside the line of off stump. Picked up beautifully in fact, hits the ball down at the St. College. And that one also lofted, but the bowler kept his eyes on the ball, took a good catch, the first wicket to fall at 130. And then another lofted shot on the offside. Look at that, catch well judged and taken. And then the last couple of overs, the writing was on the wall, more sixers came in as they dominated power hand Plantations, and they made 145 for 2 in their 10 overs. Target for English tea shop, 146 in the 10 overs. And this is the first quarter final of this MCA T10 tournament for 2025 Tier B. There we are, that's the equation. We'll take a short break from here and be back when the English tea shop innings gets underway.
So we're back live for the run chase. What a dominant batting performance by Power Hand Plantations. After losing the toss, they were asked to bat. But see how the bat did that talking. 3 balls out of the ground off the bat of Waruna Mayantha in his 21 ball 50 with 5 sixers. Talking about Kasun Vidura. 75 runs, these 2 batters, they have added 125. What more to ask? With their openers coming out here, getting some runs, and then there is 145 runs on board in the first 10 overs. Bowlers have plenty of time to adjust themselves, to defend this score. I'm pretty sure this is one of the, we were talking about one of the star-studded sides, Star Garments, but look at these two, these sides. Power Hand Plantations Well, don't forget there are a few more other batters to come as well, like Pulas Diatopatu. He also a good batter. The wicket keeper. So this side, Power Hand Plantations, from what I can see, the names, that they are also one of the contenders for that trophy. Well, but all in all, it's time for the bowlers to defend this. English Tea Shop, they have 146 runs to chase it. It's not going to be easy in any format. Whatever it is, this is T10, but chasing 146 runs. We saw when teams getting over 120, how difficult it is to chase. And also when it comes to a crunching game, a knockout game like this, well, your batters need to start from the first ball. They need to get going. They need that partnership. They need that power. We saw yesterday English Tea Shop getting somewhere over 120. Yeah, they got 124 against McLaren's group. But the bowling attack is completely different. And the fielding as well. But Power and Plantations got to 145 for 2 in their first, in their allocated 10 overs. So there was fielding of English Tea Shop was very poor. They dropped 5 catches yesterday. They dropped 3 catches today. And a run out. These two batters who got 50 and 75 would have been in the heart when the score was somewhere 50 to 60. Then they would have attacked the other batters. Well, good morning. What a shot. First ball, 4. A wild swing, shortish delivery on the arc. You see, it was asking for it. Front of square towards that mid-wicket region. There's a fielder in the Sportylk boundary, but that was pulled hard towards that vacant region in the mid-wicket. Well, now we are seeing 2 fielders out there, one at the deep Sportylk boundary, and a skyrocket again. There's a fielder under it. Well, they are good at catching. They won't drop those. One of the dominant sides. First ball, 4. Second ball, he's gone. There you see, taking that leading edge, going trying to go over mid-off. Was completely right under it. An easy catch. So the first wicket gone for English Tea Shop, and they are 4 for 1. So the new batter is Nuwan Vijay Singh, 20 games, 525 runs, with a century in his belt. He probably will have to go from ball number 1. When it comes to run chase, 146 runs. You need to score 15 runs per over almost. It won't be easy. Shortish delivery. This guy Dulanjana getting some pace as well. It was a short delivery. There you see the batter going for that wild swing towards the leg side. Well, in fact, it's a no ball, and it was slashed towards extra cover for another boundary. So free hit coming up. The score moves to 9 now. There you see umpire calling no ball. And that was a nice slashing shot towards that extra cover region. So big ball coming up. The free hit delivery. Well, what a wild swing. He caught it, but the fielders forgot that it's a no ball and it's a free hit. It was on the arc. The batter is going for that wild swing towards mid-wicket. There's a fielder under it. There you see. What a brilliant catch. Despite it is not out, but just imagine he saved 6 runs as well. Just a single in the 4th delivery, the free hit ball. Well, that's pulled. Pulled towards the vacant region. There's a score leg, but there's a short fine that's gone towards the fine leg region for another boundary. Despite taking a wicket, Dulanja being a little expensive in this over with a free hit being given as well. So 14 runs. I see there's a score leg was in the 30-yard circle. He's bowling the short delivery. That is not a good option. Bowling a short delivery without a fine leg or a square leg there in the boundary. Probably trying to hurry the batter. Another wild swing. There's a fielder under it. Oh, he was not comfortably right under the skyrocket there. There's Kasun Vidura probably out there. There's he was not completely right on the ball. His position, he was not positioned well, in fact. So just 16 runs coming off the first over. English tea shop 16 for 1.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 16 for 1 after the first over. English tea shop chasing 146, they need 130 more runs in 54 balls. Huge tall ask. Varuna Mayantha, one of the seasoned campaigners for Power Hand Plantations. We saw his striking. He got 5 sixes. Out of the 5, 3 sixes were out of the ground and we had to replace 3 balls. We had to replace 3 new balls with those sixes flying and sailing over this ground at DSA Nanaika College. Now he has a ball in his hands. Then one of the top bowlers, that's a skyrocket. The ball sailing, there's a fielder under it. There you see, top catching. If it was English tea shop, that would have gone for 6. But look at this fielding effort. He had some yards to cover. Got right under the ball. And he made it simply easy. There you see, struck firmly though. There's a long off fielder. There you see, he had to cover some yards. Yeah. What a brilliant catch under pressure. Just few inches off that boundary line. And the second wicket's falling for English tea shop. They're a little struggling at the moment. 16 for 2. So Gavin Gunaratna, we saw him yesterday, one of the top all-rounders in this MCA T10 tournament. He got 20 odd runs yesterday. 3 wickets, 3 catchers. But he probably will have to multiply his score today. 27 won't be enough. He might need a big ton, a big 6. Just like big sixes, just like Varnamantha and Kasunvidra did. So he start off with a boundary. It was a short delivery. There's no fielder in the boundary on the leg side. Firmly towards that mid-wicket region. I see short, full front square. There's no fielder there on the boundary. He struck. First ball 4 for Gavin Gunaratne. The score moves to 20 for 2. Varnamantha. Just half of it is over. Just 5 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries with a wicket also into his belt. Short delivery, wild swing again towards the leg side. That he should have gone from off the off side with the fielders in. Trying to go towards that mid-wicket. Wild swing again. There's he shot outside the off stump. Instead of going towards the off side, he was attempting to go towards the mid-wicket region. Well, is it another wicket? I think this man, he has catched 3. He got 3 catches already. Varnamantha did with a bat. Now playing his tunes down there with the ball as well. 2 wickets in this over. Skyrocket again straight towards that long off region. Safely into the bucket. The 3rd wicket falling for English Tea Shop. They're 21 for 3 after 2 overs. Sorry.
So the power hand, the Plantations, have dominated this game from the first ball when they were put in the bat by the English Tea Shop. They made 145 for 2 in their 10 overs. Very good run rate, setting 146 for the English Tea Shop to win. But English Tea Shop in all sorts of problems, 21 for 3. So 125 required of 48 balls. And Varnamantha, 2 for 5 from his 1 over. Did well with the bat as well, got 50 when they batted, opened the batting. So similarly, and again the new man in. Sankalpa, the new man, out to bat. First ball, the dot ball to Gunaratne. Trying to hit it on the onside, doesn't make contact. Flighted. Opens the face of the bat, runs it down towards that backward point region. Picks up a single. So singles only won't do for the English Tea Shop. They need some big hits. We saw that when power hand Plantations are batting, all those sixers that came in, huge sixers, 3 balls are lost also in the process. Rohan Sankalpa is the bowler. Played defensive with the onside. They'll get a single once again. This tight bowling from Sankalpa as well. So 23 for 3, English Tea Shop. Current run rate is 9.20. They require 16.40 from this stage onwards. That's a big ask indeed to get 146 in 10 overs. And this one is launched away on the onside. Long on will pick up inside the boundary. The batsman will cross for 1 more run. So it takes Gunaratne to 7 the total, or the comeback for the 2nd run, because overthrows, that time overthrows. So they pick up 2 runs, 25 for 3. And this is pulled on the onside down to deep mid-wicket. It's picked up inside the boundary. Only a single this time. So this is a good over from Ruin Sankalpa, considering just 5 runs of the 5 balls is bowled so far. So 1 ball left in the 3rd over. So similarly, Lianage is on strike. He's on 1. Sankalpa operates. Lofted on the onside. There's no field in the mid-wicket region. And only getting a single. They're just not looking at converting those ones into 2s. And that will end the 3rd over. 3 overs completed. And English tee shop are 27 for 3.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Current run rate is 9 runs and over. They require 17 from this stage onwards. That's a big ask indeed for the English tee shop. The last over 6 runs coming off that 1 over from Sankalpa. Here's Dunanja toward his first over, the 4th of the innings. And there's the batting power play being taken. Now, explain the power play. The first 2 overs are mandatory power play overs of any innings. And then, between overs 3 and 10, the batting side has the option to call for a 1 over power play, which means that only 3 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. And now, the English tee shop have called for the batting power play of 1 over. So time being taken to set the field. The sun blazing down the grounds at the moment. It will be another hot and humid morning down here at DSN Naka College grounds, as well as all of Colombo. Playing a miss outside the line of off stump. Saridu Silva is the bowler, in fact. Semina Lianage is on strike. He's on 2 of 3 balls. So another dot ball coming up for the English tee shop outside the line of off stump. This time on the back foot, pushes gently out of the onside towards the vacant mid-wicket region. Backman square leg was in very quickly doing the fielding, so another single being taken. Singles won't help their cause. 118 required of 40 balls for the English tee shop. That's going to be a very big ask indeed. Almost impossible, I would think. They require 17.70 from this stage onwards. And brings Gavin Gunaratna to take strike. He's on 9 of 6 balls. This is on the offside down towards the sweeper region. Picks up 1 more run. So runs coming in for the English tee shop in singles. It won't help their cause when you get only singles going. A big ask to make 146 runs in 10 overs. We're now in the 4th over. 3.2 overs completed. Pulled on the onside. Vacant region. Another single being taken. So 30 for 3, English tee shop. 2 balls left in the 4th over. Saridu Silva. 4 balls conceded 3 runs. Excellent bowling. Played upstream on the offside. Crosses the boundary now. good attempt on the field to try and cut that off, but just couldn't get enough of the hands on the ball. So a welcome boundary in fact for English Tea Shop. There we are, attempted catch as well, was too high, and look at that fielding attempt. Excellent attempt at the boundary. A player to miss again. That's the last ball, the fourth over. So 4 overs completed. English Tea Shop 34 for the loss of 3 wickets. Gunratna on 14. Lenage on 4.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 4 was done, 34 for 3. They are very looking dominant out there. The power hand Plantation side coming out here. Becoming one of the top sides in this tournament so far. So that was lofted over the bowler's head, but just a single. The fielders covering it up and not letting the ball fly towards the boundary. So Rivin Sankalpa bowling his second over. He just given away 7 runs. He bowled his first over just for 6 runs. Kavin Gunratna, he's on 14. A wild swing. A fielder under it. It is Varnamayanta. He is turning out to be one of the top all-rounders in this format, in this tournament, in fact. He bowled 1 over, picked up 2 wickets, got a 50 of just 20 deliveries, and now fielding as one of the top fielders in the side. We saw one of the players, that's a very tossed up delivery outside the off stump, inviting Gavin to go for a big heave. You see, probably hitting the top part of the bat, not of the right or the middle of the bat. So the 4th wicket falling for English Tea Shop, and they are failing one by one. Well, the new batter is Kavish Umayanga. He will have plenty of bigger tasks to go ahead himself. There you see a lofted delivery again. There's a fielder under it, but it's sailing over his head. Ruin Sankalpa tossing the ball up. You know, it's fine with the left hander on strike, but now the right hand, the ball turning in. A wild swing always hit the right of the middle of the bat. Ball sailing for a first ball 6 for Kavish Umayanga. Another single. Well, they've run 2. That is good running. Some positiveness into this game by the English Tea Shop players. Well, the sun has popped out now. There's plenty of action. The knockout stage is coming up. That was an appeal, probably pitched outside the leg stump. He bowled it the wrong one, probably. Well, a wild swing towards the mid-wicket region again. Fielder is comfortably batters crossing for a single. So after 5 overs done, English Tea Shop 44 for 4.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 5 overs done, 44 for 4. They still need 102 more runs to win. It's a very, very big ask. 5 overs with a run rate. Required run rate is skyrocketing. 20 runs per over. There you see 20.4. Very, very impossible. It is a mission impossible task. Well, that was pulled towards the mid-wicket region for another single. Score moves to 45 for 4. Well, very wide-ish delivery. Another dot ball. Hirusa Dulanjana bowling his first over. Just 2 runs. Just another single. Score moves to 47. Well, we have one more game coming up, one of the quarterfinals. Aban's group and Ceylon Bank being played at DS Senanayaka College grounds, and the other quarterfinal will be South Asian Technology and Star Garments playing next door at, oh, there you go. Widest delivery, advancing to go over extra cover, missing it, and the keeper stands strong to get rid of the bails and easy stopping. He has no intention to come behind, come back to the crease. There you see, it's way outside. Pulas the other battu. Easy one for him. So the 5th wicket for English Tea Shop falling at the score 47 for 5. This is turning out to be another one-sided game. Whenever you score more than 120, that's it. So Kavish Umayanga departs, and that brings Lahiru Gamage. It's very bright and sunny out there in Colombo. Well, shortish delivery played towards the cover point region. So just a single. So 48 for 5 after 6 overs, English Tea Shop.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, so we're going through the motions of this first quarter-final between Power Hand Plantations and English Tea Shop. Power Hand Plantations are put in the bat today by English Tea Shop. They made 145 for 2 in their 10 overs. And now the English Tea Shop struggling at 48 for 5 after 6. So there's that they get to that 146, the target that's required. It's almost 100 runs required. The run rate required is 24.50, almost impossible. And we're now just going through the motions of completing this match before we see the start of the second quarterfinal between Abans and Ceylon Bank. Should be another cracker match coming up. First ball, the new over, lofted again. At long on, the catching from the power hand Plantations has been absolutely spot on. They've taken all those catches that came their way except the difficult catch that was dropped. And that was very difficult indeed where the fielder got a hand to it, but here we go. And this is the one that is lofted on the onside. Didn't quite get hold of it, didn't get enough bat on it. And look at the fielder just pouncing on that and picking up the catch. And the English tea house, tea shop, in fact, lose their 6th wicket. 48 for 6. Latu Gamage, the man out for 1. And Tisara Udara picked up his first wicket in his first over. Russell Morris, the new batsman, walking out. Joined similar Lienege, who's on 6. So 98 of 23 balls. That's the equation for the English tea shop. Impossible to get there. Just go through the motions of completing the 10. So the new man, Morris, walks the middle. He's played 16 matches, and there the first ball going for a big heave, wide called. So one more run to the total as well with the wide, and that's got to be. The bowler gets a hand to it and it's followed through, so there's no run. Dot ball, unable to make use of that extra ball because of the wide. Playing a miss outside the line of off stump. Wicketkeeper collects another dot ball. So 97 of 22 balls equal. Another dot at the moment. Again a player a miss outside the line of off stump.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ.
Now, because it is an impossible task for English tea shop. They're never going to get it. It's a wide delivery for English tea shop. They're never going to get it. It's a wide delivery. So they can have a nice bit of rest. It's very warm out here. That was asking for the hit. It was pitched in full. Going for that wild swing. Probably the shorter ball would be the ideal option. Now these batters, there you see, over extra cover. Sorry, over square leg. There's no fielder. There's a fielder out there, but he had no chance to go for it. He was trying to go for that wild swing, getting that inner part of the bat. Square leg region. These batters going for these wild swings, cross-batted shots. Not in line of the ball. They love those swings. Is it the 8th wicket? Well, indeed it is. Well, probably he took it at one bounce. Completely. Actually, I couldn't have a vision of that at all, because the bowler in fact gave the ball to the umpire as well, because normally if you take a catch you give the ball to the umpire, but well, so 3 dot balls is last ball coming off this English tea shop innings. He just 68 runs. Warramanta picking up his 3rd wicket. I think this man, he's the one who picked up 3 catches. He's got his 4th catch. So English tea shop losing this game, and they got only 68 runs. And Power Hand Plantations winning this game by 77 runs, if I'm not mistaken. 77 runs. Well, that's not even half of the run score that they got in the first innings. So what a brilliant performance by the Power Hand Plantations players. The team has coming out here very dominantly. They are becoming very dangerous, trust me. Star Garments, they lost yesterday. They had some players missing out the game yesterday, but they will be coming gun blazing today as well in their quarterfinal game. Next up, that's the batting card for English Tea Shop. Ramesh Fernando, skipper 4. Oshada Wickramasinghe 6 in 1. Vijay Singh 5. The top 3 batters in the top order not getting a good run. The Gavin Gunaratne 14. Samil Aliyanage 6. Kavishu Mayangana 10. Lairu Gamage getting out for 1. And Russell Morris 7 at the last wicket to fall. Kihan Malinga just 9 runs with a 6. He was not out at there. Just 6 extras in their 10 overs. Just 68 runs. So English Tea Shop not even getting half of that run score which was posted initially in the first innings of this game by Power Hand Plantations. 145 runs for 2. So the bowlers did a tremendous job, especially the likes of Warren Oman. They bowled just 2 overs, gave away just 11 runs, picked up 3 wickets. What an all-rounder. Picked up 2 catches as well. There is the bowling card coming up for you. Dulanja Rakruan 1 over 16 for 1. And Varuna Mayanta 2 overs 11 for 3. And Rubin Sankarpa 2 over 16 for 1. Hiroshi Dulanja 1 over 4 runs, just 1 wicket. At the end, Power Hand Plantations winning the game comprehensively by 77 runs. Some of the action coming up in the second innings. They started to go for this run chase. 146 runs. It was an impossible task anyways. There was a first ball 4, second ball, an easy catch. And then few more last over. There was a no ball in the first over. It was a quite expensive over. 16 runs off that over. But he picked up a wicket. But then came the second over. Varun Raman, they picked up 2 wickets in that over and kept on. There you see, what a brilliant catch out there in the boundary line in the long off region there. And Gavin got a first ball boundary, but still though it wasn't enough. These firepower, there was not much firepower in the innings of English Tea Shop. Wickets kept on tumbling, and bowlers did a tremendous job taking those wickets in regular intervals. There was not much partnerships built by the English Tea Shop batters. There was only 2 batters getting into double figures. Gavin getting 14 and another batter getting just 10 runs. So just 68 wasn't enough at all. This is the major downfall for English Tea Shop because of the dominant batting, the attacking batting of the Power Hand Plantation batters. What happened out there, they got runs, they bowled well, but talking about the fielding, just imagine the fielding efforts there. You see the run out as well. So they were top notch out there in the middle in all round. Bowling, batting, fielding, they've done a tremendous job coming out here as one of the dominant positive sides in this MCA T10 tournament. So all in all, Power Hand Plantations winning the game, this quarterfinal, and they are through to the semi-final, winning by 77 runs against English Tea Shop. So the game between Avance and Ceylon Bank will be coming up next, but right now we'll take